make it to the third hour. Gentlemen, pastors, friends, you are here because people have gone before you and learned things that you need to understand. I was watching a video this last week because I've kind of gotten into amateur photography over the last few weeks. I bought a lens for a camera I don't even own. So anyway, I was watching videos and this one photographer was speaking about how if you're going to go out and take street photography, you need to spend not just your first hour, not just your second hour, but your third full hour in your little area. His point was, in that first hour, you're going to walk past a shot that you don't even know exists. And then in your second hour, you're going to walk past that same shot 2 or 3 or 4 more times. And then by the time you've spent a few hours sitting there, waiting, watching, looking for these angles and these shots and these subjects, eventually in that third hour is when you discover something that you'd walked past so many times before. Something that should have stood out to you but didn't yet because you'd not spend enough time in it. And I think this principle applies to more than just photography, doesn't it? Because if you've spent any time in real life, you've noticed that oftentimes people who are more seasoned, who are older, they tend to be wiser. Not always, but often they're wiser, they're more experienced, and it's not because they're necessarily smarter. It's not because they're necessarily higher IQ, but it's because they've spent more time in real life. And I think that the photographer's principle, essentially the third hour concept, extends beyond just photography. It extends beyond just human wisdom. I think it extends into pretty much every arena of life. You want a great marriage? Go find somebody who's been married 50, 60, 70 years. Go ask them the questions that you need in order to learn. I think in your pastoring, if you want to be an excellent speaker, an excellent preacher, then spend more than just your first 1, 2, or 3 metaphorical hours and spend the third hour. Instead of prepping your sermons Friday or Saturday, start prepping them on Monday the week before, or do like many pastors do and get a few weeks ahead so that you can really sit in those texts. You can sit in the contexts, and now you understand at a deeper level because you've just had more time. Your brain's able to comprehend things in different angles and different lights with different subjects than before, and now you find the third hour shot. And I think the same thing happens in fitness. And I think, unfortunately, many pastors don't have time to sit in fitness for a long time. They don't have time to sit there and learn and educate themselves on all of the intricacies, the details, the physiological things that go on. They don't have time for that, and that's fine. I think the goal then would be find someone who has. Find somebody who's sat there for the third hour, who understands the contexts and everything that's going on behind the scenes, so that instead of you having to sit there for 3 hours, you can just go with the tour guide who has, and he can show you the third hour shot in your first hour. That's what I do inside the Solomon Method coaching program for pastors. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, click the link below. I'll see you there.